The air in the abandoned St. Ignatius wing was always 10 degrees colder. Nurse Anya's sneakers squeaked on the linoleum, a lonely sound in the cavernous, dark hallway. Her final rounds. Just this one last wing, a relic scheduled for demolition, and she could clock out. Her flashlight beam cut through the gloom, illuminating door after door, all numbered in peeling paint. Room 10. Room 11. Room 12. She stopped. Room 13. The door was ajar. A cold draft, smelling of antiseptic and something older, something like damp earth, whispered from the gap. That was wrong. This wing had been sealed for months. All doors were to be locked. Hesitantly, she pushed it open. The beam swept across the room. A metal-framed bed, a nightstand, a sink crusted with limescale. Standard issue. But the bed wasn't empty. A figure lay beneath a thin, white sheet, perfectly still. Anya's breath hitched. A transfer? A mistake? No paperwork had mentioned a patient here. The silence was absolute, thick enough to swallow sound. Hello? Her voice was a fragile thing in the oppressive quiet. The figure didn't stir. She stepped closer, her training overriding her primal urge to flee. The patient was an old man, his skin papery and pale, stretched taut over prominent cheekbones. He seemed to be sleeping peacefully. Then her light caught the chart hanging at the foot of the bed. It was yellowed, brittle with age. She tilted the beam to read it. Patient, John Doe. Admitted, October 31, 1965. Status, deceased. Ice water flooded her veins. 1965, this was a joke. A sick, cruel joke by the day's shift. But as she stared, the date on the chart seemed to blur and swim. The deceased stamp, once a stark black, now looked faded, almost incomplete. A dry, rasping breath broke the silence. Her flashlight jerked upward. The old man's chest rose, then fell, a shallow, rattling movement. His eyelids, thin and veined, began to flutter. No. No, this isn't happening. Anya backpedaled, her heart a frantic drum against her ribs. The door began to swing slowly shut with a long, mournful creak, cutting off her escape. The man's head turned on the pillow. His eyes opened. They were milky, clouded with cataracts, but they fixed on her with terrifying precision. A smile stretched his thin, bloodless lips. It was a gesture that held no warmth, only a cavernous, ancient hunger. The chart at the foot of the bed twitched. She watched, paralyzed, as the word deceased on the old parchment slowly, deliberately, scratched itself out, as if an invisible nail was etching the paper. In its place, a new word formed, written in a rust-brown stain that seeped from the paper's fibers. Awaiting. The man in the bed sat up. The sheet fell away, revealing a hospital gown that was crisp, modern, and starkly white against his decaying form. The air grew frigid, and the single, naked bulb on the ceiling flickered once, then died, leaving only the beam of her trembling flashlight. He swung his legs over the side of the bed, his bare, bony feet slapping against the cold floor. Time, for my medicine, he whispered, his voice the sound of gravel shifting in a coffin. Anya's scream was trapped in her throat, a silent, bursting pressure. The flashlight died. And in the perfect, suffocating blackness of room 13, she heard the soft, shuffling steps coming toward her. I will give you a video script of one of my old videos. Your task is to paraphrase the script, just changing the word order slightly, keeping the same writing and articulating style.